Dupont innovation lowers LCOE by increasing cell efficiencies and system lifetime while reducing total system cost. Materials matter.
That is, for me, the show of industry.
Hello and welcome to the PV Tech Newscast. In the headlines this week, EU anti-dumping duties will accelerate Europe's decline. Jinko Solar are sold out for the summer. Heavy losses continue at LDK Solar as their sales flatline. And Australia launches a remote communities renewables program worth $377 million. According to IHS Research, PV installations in Europe this year will be 1.3 gigawatts lower than previously predicted due to anti-dumping duties against Chinese module manufacturers that came into force last week. European PV installations will fall by more than 6 gigawatts in 2013 compared to 2012, with the European Commission's 11.8% duty on Chinese solar imports accounting for 1.3 gigawatts of that decline. Despite this dramatic development, the latest quarterly analysis from IHS still predicts that global installations will grow at a double-digit rate to 35 gigawatts in 2013, driven by a surge in demand in Asia. Jinko Solar reported first quarter results saying they were running at full capacity and were virtually sold out through the summer months. The company reported late last week that first quarter revenue reached $187.3 million, only 0.3% lower than the fourth quarter of 2012. Total solar product shipments were 338.6 megawatts, a 12.2% increase from the previous quarter. Meanwhile, reporting its fifth consecutive month of increased revenue, Neo Solar Power said that order visibility remained good and extended into the third quarter of 2013. The Taiwan-based solar cell producer reported in May a consolidated revenue of just over 1.1 billion new Taiwanese dollars, an increase of 8.92% month-on-month. With the merger with module manufacturer Dell Solar completed, NSP expects much higher revenue in June. Struggling PV manufacturer LDK Solar reported first quarter losses of $187.1 million on sales of only $104 million. Higher efficiency wafer sales were the key to supporting low revenue, as module sales declined significantly in the quarter. The company said that talks with creditors were still ongoing to restructure a debt of over $2 billion. LDK Solar said it expected wafer sales to increase further in the second quarter, guiding a boost to revenue which is much needed for the ailing company. Spanish Deputy Energy Minister Alberto Nadal is expected to announce a 10 to 20% cut to renewable subsidies by June the 21st. At a meeting between representatives of Spanish and foreign banks last month, it was concluded that government subsidies increased the costs for running the nation's electrical system, and the costs of running the renewable systems have been higher than the amount of money generated by actual sales of power to households and businesses. According to Lux Research, the global PV materials market is set to make a significant recovery on the back of supply and demand coming back into balance in 2015. The market research firm is forecasting the materials market to go from sales of $17.8 billion in 2012 to $27.2 billion in 2018. Metals including polysilicon, metallization pastes, and metallic absorber materials used for SIG's thin film would show the strongest growth. The polysilicon market is expected to reach $6 billion in the time frame, while metals overall would top $12.8 billion. Materials needed for crystalline silicon modules present the largest market opportunity, reaching $23.8 billion in 2018. Materials like backsheets, non-EVA encapsulants, metallization pastes, and anti-reflection coatings for module glass provide opportunity for innovation and are the cornerstone of quality product usage. The solar industry was said now to prioritize low dollar cost per kilowatt hour produced on top of the traditional cost per watt measure. Material suppliers like Dupont and downstream developers are setting a new standard in this respect, while companies such as Solar Buyer are helping financial institutions rate module quality. In related news, a new supply and technology agreement has been signed between Dupont and Yingli Green Energy, worth $100 million. The agreement is an extension of a similar deal struck early last year between the two companies, but now also includes a partnership in which Yingli Green will supply PV systems for a Dupont facility in China. The agreement could extend to other Dupont properties in the country and to their properties in general. Under the terms of the latest agreement, Yingli China is expected to continue to purchase Dupont's SolarMet range of metallization pastes for solar cells and Tedlar polyvinyl fluoride film for module encapsulation requirements. Another major supply deal was struck this week between China-based Solargiga and Japan's Sharp Corporation. Having been a long-term supplier of ingots and solar wafers to Sharp, Solargiga has signed a new deal to include 370 megawatts of PV modules in 2013, making Solargiga Sharp's largest PV product supplier, according to the company. The newly signed supply agreement was for more than double Solargiga's actual module production capacity. Solargiga will therefore adopt a commissioning process to meet Sharp's module supply needs. Sharp is benefiting from the boom in the Japanese market and obviously cannot meet demand from its own manufacturing capacity. And finally, the Australian Renewable Energy Agency, ARENA, has launched a $377 million renewable energy funding program targeted at remote communities and mining companies. The program will provide funding to support the rollout of renewable energy such as solar, small wind power and hybrid technologies in remote areas or those on the fringe of the electricity grid. The cost of technologies such as off-grid solar is actually below that of diesel in many countries. The problem is that the upfront investment for solar is higher. The funding will help regional and remote communities move towards cleaner, safer and often cheaper forms of energy. And that's all for this week. Next week, we'll be reporting from Munich as we bring you the latest developments from Intersolar Europe. In the meantime, be sure to keep up to date with all the very latest solar news via our website and via our Twitter feed. Thanks for watching.